I have bought some of the cheapest Xbox accessories ever made, and in this video, we are going to unbox them, test them, and see if they're actually worth buying to upgrade your gaming setup. First, let's take a look at some really cool controllers from Turtle Beach. These are the new rematch cores that are available in a bunch of different colors, and I think for the price, which is around $18, they're kind of great value. Now, the biggest problem with most Xbox controllers these days is the price. If you break your gamepad, you got to spend like $60 to $80 to replace that thing. Or even if you need a secondary pad for your friends or family to play with you, it can be quite expensive to acquire these additional controllers that you need. But luckily, these ones from Turtle Beach are still officially licensed and designed for Xbox, so they are going to work because a lot of cheap gamepads actually got banned on Xbox. So if you plugged in a third-party controller about a year or two ago, they did an update that meant they just wouldn't work anymore to stop people purchasing fakes. But because this is a reputable brand like Turtle Beach, it will work, but it's still not going to break the bank. Got this beautiful one right here that's in an orange with this nice little camo design. And it even has some built-in pro features that you wouldn't actually expect. So if you press and hold this button here, you can turn the D-pad into a macro pad, letting you increase the volume and decrease the volume of your game, or even adjust the party chat to gameplay level so you can hear your friends a little bit louder, or you can hear the footsteps a bit louder and turn those guys down. The triggers at the back are a little bit different in their shapes, and this is also a wired-only controller, hence why it is a little bit cheaper compared to a wireless one. But I don't think you could really go wrong with it. You even have a headphone jack at the bottom to plug in a headset. Also, inside of the box is this huge 8-foot cable, USB Type-C to USB Type-A, so you can just plug that straight into your Xbox Series S or X or even Xbox One, and you can start gaming. As I previously mentioned, the Turtle Beach Rematch Core is also available in a bunch of different colors. I absolutely love this green. It's very bright and vibrant, matches the Xbox branding perfectly, so you can make sure that you get the right controller for your setup. Next up, I have got a entry-level steering wheel, which I think is perfect for people who are looking for their first ever sim racing setup, especially with the release of Forza Horizon 6 coming up. Now this is from Thrustmaster, and I don't usually recommend their racing wheels. These guys used to dominate the game back in the day when I was a kid. You just would buy a Thrustmaster because they had really good force feedback. But for the price, I think this is actually potentially worth it. It comes in at around $90, which for a steering wheel is pretty cheap, I want to kind of say, because you're looking at around $200 minimum for a half decent wheel. But this is their new Ferrari 296 GTS. It's really small and compact, which is great for even younger gamers too. Or if you're restricted on space and you just want something a little bit better than using a controller. It's officially licensed by Ferrari, so it looks quite nice too. It's got all of the Xbox buttons on here, so it just plugs straight in. But the difference is this is a resistance band inside of the wheel. So it doesn't have force feedback like active motors that throw the wheel around when you're rallying. It's more of a resistance tension-based thing, so like an elastic band essentially, with a little bit of humming inside of the base, I believe. Now you can adjust the tension with this little sports mode button here to make it lighter, or you can put it on max to make it heavier and have more resistance. It's not going to give you the craziest, most realistic racing experience, but it definitely is a step up from just using a simple gamepad. This is ideal for younger gamers if you're worried about them getting injured, using a force feedback wheel or a direct drive wheel that's too strong for them. Or if you're literally just gaming on a budget and you want to have a nice little input for F1, for example, because there's not really much force feedback going on in them games. You just want a nice fast input to be smooth on the entry and exit of the corner. Inside of the box as well, for your $90, you do also get a dual pedal set, just a simple accelerator and brake. Nice lightweight with some grips on the bottom, so you can use this at a desk with a table clamp that's also inside of this box, and then they just plug straight in to the back of the wheelbase. This steering wheel is so easy to set up. It doesn't even require an external power supply. It's just a Type-C connection at the back, and you throw it straight into your Xbox. Now, most Xbox headsets or gaming headsets these days are quite expensive, which makes it quite difficult to get a half decent one. You either have a really cheap one that sucks or one that's a little bit more expensive. But from Razer is this Black Shark V2X. Now, I used to have a Black Shark headset way back in the day. They used to be like the thing to get because they look like an airline pilot headset. Since then, they've got a lot of different versions of this headset that are a little bit cheaper than what they used to be. I swear it was like £100 or something like back in 2014 for the versions that I had. But these ones are way more affordable at $40 because they're the wired versions, not like the Black Shark Pros are like $300 or something crazy. Here you have got the headset with the same design architecture as its more expensive counterparts. Got this nice big microphone that is on the headset. It isn't detachable. Volume knob here to control the headset's volume level. And then some nice little ear cups and band. Of course, the build quality isn't crazy good. Like, it's a little bit plastic, pleathery feeling, the fake leather on here, like plasticky. But considering its price, I don't think you can complain too much because at least it looks quite stylish. And as I previously mentioned, this is a wired-only headset. Now, it does also have this adapter. So on console, it will plug straight in with its own single jack. But then if you're using these on PC, it does have a little splitter. So you can plug this into your motherboard for both audio and also microphone. In terms of other features on the Black Shark V2X, it does have a mic mute button on one of the earphones that you can toggle on and off to disable and enable the microphone. And then in terms of the actual audio performance, this does have 50mm drivers, the Razer Triforce drivers, and they also emulate a fake 7.1 surround sound effect. An accessory that might be quite useful to pair with this headset, especially if you've got an older Xbox One controller, is this adapter that gives you a stereo headphone input jack. So essentially this plugs into the old school input on the Xbox One controller, like the original launch models, and then gives you a nice little headphone jack here with some little mic control buttons for your mic level, the volume, and then the gameplay level or the party chat level. Nice little interface that upgrades a slightly older controller if you are still using that, and it's pretty cheap. Costs no more than $15. Now, something quite common I've seen from people recently is having to address overheating issues on the Xbox, especially if it's pretty old and they've had it literally since launch. It's full of dust. Now, luckily, there are some upgrades that you can get for both the Series S and X that address these problems for a lot of users. I've actually seen some really good results on these. Personally, I've not needed them. I clean my consoles out regularly and take them apart for videos. A lot of 5-star reviews on like Amazon and stuff for these products from people. And there's a bunch of different types. Again, all the products in today's video are linked in the description if you're interested, but you can browse about and find quite similar stuff depending on the performance you require. But these are different types of LED cooling fans for your console to help give you just a little bit better performance, because as the console overheats, obviously sort of bottlenecks itself to preserve its internals so it doesn't like fry itself. So, you know, you might get frame drops or stuff like that, especially if it's full of dust and it starts lagging a bit. So things like these are essentially like PC gaming fans that you would have in your PC that you can attach on top of your console. They kind of look a little bit ridiculous because it makes the console look even bigger, but if you need it and it works, then, you know, go ahead. You just attach it with the USB at the back, super simple cable management, no need to run any cables anywhere. It's also got a bunch of controls on the front here for you to put in auto mode, so as it detects temperature changes, it will increase or decrease, or you can manually do it yourself. And the USB port that it occupies, you can obviously get one here. It actually gives you it back at the top. And you can even take this one step further, because this one in particular comes included with a headphone holder. So it attaches on at the back here. And then with your new Razer headphones, you can actually go ahead and put these on just like that, so it all looks quite unified. Another product that you may wish to pair with this is the color changing LED stand. This is quite useful for getting your console up off the floor. I actually have put my Xbox on the carpet a few times because it's been too big to put in the TV unit, which has then resulted in more dust production because literally just being sat directly on the floor. Next, I've got some upgrades for my Xbox controller. If you can't afford a Series Elite 2 controller to get some of the pro features that brings, this is a nice midpoint to just sort of let you have a little bit more of a competitive edge, but just keeping it within a reasonable price range. First, let me show you these super cool controller grips that help, especially if you get a little bit hot and sweaty with the controller and you get like clammy hands. This will help reduce that. Basically, they are these little sticker grips that you can put on the controller that help you like not get all hot and slippy with it. They just simply attach onto the controller to help emulate the rubber grips that you get on a Series Elite 2 controller. Really easy to install. They're all labeled with which part of the controller they go on, which is awesome. And I think they only cost around $10. They weren't too expensive. Now, obviously, the Series Elite 2 does also have these rear back paddles. Now, you can purchase something called a Strike mod pack. It lets you, for about $30, just upgrade the functionality of your controller quite drastically. This new version does have its own app, so you can hook this up to the iPhone app, which lets you customize the mappings on the buttons, different presets and profiles that can all be customized and configured. On the topic of batteries and your controller, these are some play and charge kits. Back in the day, Xbox official play and charge kits were the coolest accessory you could buy for your Xbox 360. But with the Xbox One, they just sort of died down in hype. Not many people really bought them. And Xbox even really stopped making the official play and charge kit themselves. They're quite difficult to find stock of. Maybe that's because there's loads of these Chinese ones that have popped up that are just equally exactly the same, but way cheaper. But these ones come with nice charging docks. So not only do you get the battery packs for charging your controller, but you can obviously also dock the controller into these charge stations. This one in particular comes with rechargeable battery packs right here. You can see they're just exactly the same as plain charge kits back in the day. You just throw these into your controller, super easy and straightforward. And then you replace this back cover with one that's got a little hole in it, which lets you then have access to this contact plate right here. This is a great option. It also has a little screen on the front to display the status of everything. But if you just want a more simple solution, you can get these rechargeable battery packs to reload your controller. It lets you charge 4 batteries at the same time, and you just literally reload them, similar to camera battery charger really. You throw it in here to charge, take it out, put it in your controller, game away, and then you can just charge the other ones. Just keep docking them whenever they go flat, and then just grab them when you need them. This also has a nice display on it to show the status of the battery while it's charging. Both kind of do the exact same thing, just depends on your personal preference. Now don't forget, all of the products are linked down below in the video description if you're interested in purchasing anything from this video. It does help support the channel, so I greatly appreciate it if you are to use them. But if you want to learn more about cheap Xbox accessories that will help you upgrade your setup on a budget, you should check out this video next, because if you like this, you'll like that.